Hello, everyone. My name's Philip. I've been a guide with Get Set Up for numerous years and teach a lot of different sessions. And I am excited to present a new situation that Get Set Up has. It's called Helen AI. It's to help us answer questions, explore different classes, and different information that we have associated with Get Set Up. It's especially tuned to the target audience of Get Set Up, which is those of us 50 and over. And it allows us to explore situations on our own, tell us about classes that Get Set Up has, and refer us to related articles. So with that, I would like to share Helen AI with everyone and go through some possibilities of what we may want to do with that. So I've signed into my Get Set Up page, and it should automatically refer you to Helen. But if it doesn't, you can click on the feature here. It says Helen AI. And so this is the artificial intelligence that we're talking about. So a couple different ways that we can use Helen. Number one is there are some pre-arranged questions that we have here on our screen that may be of interest to you, and you can click on to one of these directly. Also, you can type in a question directly. So I give a lot of classes on insurance. So let's go into maybe some of the types of classes I give in some of the sessions that may help with questions that I receive sometimes. So let me go ahead and type in a question. Help me understand, let's see, the pertinent auto insurance coverages. So let's do that, and we'll go ahead and click here, which tell Helen to go ahead and answer that question. So as it says here, Helen is thinking about that, and you can see over to my right, there are some related classes with Get Set Up dealing with different types of insurance. So you can see Helen very quickly came up with some thoughts for me to think about. So it talks about understanding auto insurance is important. So it talks about the different types of coverages, liability coverage, collision and comprehensive coverage, personal insurance, personal injury coverage, et cetera, et cetera. So it goes through the pertinent coverages here. And these are some of the things that we cover in some auto insurance, but this gives you some other customized and reviewable things to think about. So then what you can do is it has some suggested follow-up questions at the bottom. If you click on any of these, it will then go ahead and answer those questions for you. Or you can type in another customized question here, either related to this topic or unrelated to this topic. So in this particular one, it gives me a good comprehension of all the different coverages and what they mean. So I feel comfortable that these are well covered. Um, so here, though, let's talk about some of affordable insurance options. This is a good follow-up question. So if I click on that question, it automatically will then ask that particular question. So we're going to look for some tips for finding affordable options. So it's going to talk about comparing quotes, bundling policies, um, increasing your deductible, looking for discounts, maintaining a good credit score. So this might surprise some people. Let's look at this a little more. Many insurance companies use credit scores to determine premiums. Maintaining a strong credit score can help you secure better rates. So this is of interest, and this is indeed true. That in most states, credit score is used as one of the barometers for your auto insurance premiums. Um, So let's see, what is bundling? This is something that I talk about in some of the sessions, but consider bundling your auto and home insurance policies. Um, so let's just talk a little bit more. It doesn't have a question here specific about what is bundling. So let me just type that in so I make sure I understand what bundling is. I'm going to put bundling in auto insurance means, and then ask Helen about that. Um, so while Helen is thinking about that answer, here it comes up. She explains to me what bundling and bundling and auto insurance refers to the practicing of purchasing multiple insurance policies from the same insurance provider. So for example, if you buy both auto insurance and homeowners insurance from the company, that's considered bundling. And then it tells me what bundling does. It's cost savings, convenience, some loyalty issues, and potential better coverages. So now I have a better idea about what bundling is, but basically that means I want to try to see if I can purchase both my home and my auto insurance with the same carrier. So let's go to another area of insurance. Travel insurance is another area that is of interest to us. Now we're getting into the travel season. So I'm going to put down, I'm traveling to France this spring. What should I look for with sorry, travel insurance? You can click the arrow or just click enter. This time I just clicked enter, and now you can see the related classes now talk about travel, essential tips for travel seamlessly across the United States. Um, so there's a good example there. So what Helen says, I need to look for medical coverage. What if I have a pre-existing condition? Find out if what kind of insurance will cover my pre-existing condition, means I already have a health issue. If I'm going to do some adventure travel, you need to worry about if you're hiking, biking, skiing, you need to check to make sure that's covered. So that's a good point there. Emergency assistance. So it gives me the different things to look at. Then it says down at the bottom, you see, would you like to discuss any specific concerns or scenarios related to your trip? Don't forget to check the related classes and articles. So that has that. So talking about the articles itself. So see if we scroll down here, I can click on related articles, and it talks about some articles that are related to what we are talking about here. So that's another example. Something else, I give a session about umbrella insurance and what that is. This is something that a lot of people don't know. And if we have some assets, maybe something important to us. So umbrella insurance is best for what type of person? Let's see what Helen's going to say about that. So as Helen thinks about it, it comes up, and again, it sort of personalizes. It talks about who I am. So it says umbrella insurance is for people with significant assets. As I said, as I typed this in, for those of us in retirement age, if we have some assets. So that's what it is. And you can see first, it tells you what umbrella coverage is designed to protect you for extra liability coverage beyond the limits of your other insurance policies, such as homeowners, auto, boat. If you have a high risk profession, you have an active lifestyle, um, you own a pool, engage in adventure sports, you should consider umbrella insurance more. If you're a parent with teens, or in our case, maybe a grandparent with teens, we can put that over. If we have teens that live with us or over regularly, we might want to consider it. Pet owners, especially breeds that are considered higher risk. infrequent travelers. Um, so it just gives a good background of what umbrella coverage is, and then types of people that may benefit from getting this particular type of coverage. So that's another example of what Helen is doing in regards to helping us understand that. And so let's do one more. Um, I own I own a dog. Should I get pet insurance? Let's see what Helen has to say about this. And you can see some of the related articles talk about flying with your dog, exploring pet options, um, what to know about pet insurance. So there's a lot there. We already have some sessions on, but let's see what Helen says about this. So um, it says whether you want to get or should get pet insurance depends on several factors related to you and your dog's needs and situation. So medical expenses, veterinary care is expensive. Talk about types of different coverages that you have, breed specific issues. Certain dogs and breeds are more prone to health conditions than others. Um, the age of your dog. So it gives a lot of different things for us to think about from that standpoint. Um, so let's just look at, so what are some common health concerns for, um, let's put down let's see, oops. So what factors help decide if pet insurance is worth it? Um, is what I clicked in there. So cost of the care, your pet's health and age, your financial situation. This is sort of a similar situation to the others. And one of the good ones is cost benefit. Uh, Cost, you can see what insurance is there, how much it costs, what you need to know about pet insurance class over here. So let's just type in, um, give me some examples of pricing for pet insurance. Let's see what it follows up with. So here it tells me based on the different types of insurance that I might want to get. Basic accident only. So it's not covering any illnesses. It might be $10 to $30 per month. If I want more comprehensive coverage, both for accidents and illness, it can range from $30 to $70 per month. And it may include some routine and preventive care. Um, if you have a pet with high expensive health issues, typically it gives you a couple of examples. The premiums could be higher, maybe $70 to $150 a month. Other pets. Um, so this gives you an idea whether you even want to explore it more or not in regards to giving some ideas of what the pet insurance is. So I hope this has piqued your interest in regards to using Helen AI. It does a couple of things. We can ask some general questions, and it gives us some specific answers and some guidance. And then related to those questions, they give us some related articles and also some classes, related classes with Get Set Up. Um, And my favorite part about this is that it's just easy to use. You can ask it any question, and it is customized for the Get Set Up audience, those of us 15 above. So I hope you explore Helen AI in the near future and help you in regards to questions, comments, and ideas you have. There are lots of other things you can relate to with Helen. I'm just specifically talking about some of the insurance questions in this topic. So